You've heard of the little match girl, but this time, her match sparked a miracle. This is not just a story about snow and matches. It's a story about a girl, a spark, and the magic that happens when someone finally sees you. It was the last night of the year. In the little town, the streets were quiet and white. Snowflakes floated gently, like feathers drifting from the sky. Behind every window, soft lights glowed. Families gathered around tables, laughter bubbled behind curtains, and the warmth of soup and stories filled every room. But not every home had warmth. Not every child had a table to sit at. Out in the snow walked a little girl, no older than 7, with a pair of worn-out shoes that barely held together. The laces were broken. Her socks were wet. She kept walking, though the cold pinched her toes, and her breath came out in little clouds. She clutched a bundle of matches in her mittenless hands. All day she had called out, "Matches! Would you like some matches?" But no one looked. No one stopped. Not even once. She didn't dare go home. She hadn't sold a single match. And she knew her father would be angry. Not because he didn't care, but because life had made his heart tired and hard. So she sat down in the narrow alley between 2 buildings. Snow piled up around her boots. The wind pressed against the walls and whistled through the cracks. She looked up at the windows glowing far above. Inside, people clinked glasses and hugged. She pulled her scarf tighter and lit a match. The spark danced to life. In that golden glow, she saw a fireplace, a real one, with stone bricks and gentle flames. A bowl of soup sat nearby. A blanket was folded neatly. And in front of the fire was a small chair, just her size. She reached forward, but the flame slipped away. And with it, everything vanished. She waited. For a few moments, she just sat there, hoping maybe if she stayed still enough, the warmth would return. But the cold only grew sharper. She lit another match. This time, the flame was softer, like liquid gold. And from its flickering light, a path appeared in the snow. Not a road, but a line of light, drawn like a brushstroke across the ground. She stared. From the path came a quiet shimmer. Then hoofsteps. And there, stepping gently into the alley, was a unicorn. Her mane and horn shimmered with shifting rainbow light, catching every glint of the moon. She carried a paintbrush and a palette on her back. The little girl didn't move. She wasn't scared, only surprised. The unicorn bowed her head and said softly, "I'm Luan. Would you like to paint your wishes with me?" The little girl blinked. Was this real? Luan offered her the brush, and the girl reached out, her fingers trembling from cold and disbelief. They began to paint. A fire bloomed on the wall. A bowl of soup appeared on the snowy ground, its steam curling into the cold air like ribbons. She smiled. Then, in a soft voice, the girl said, "I used to draw too. Mama would tape my drawings to the wall. She said they were magic." She hesitated. "But after she left, I stopped. Papa said drawing was useless, and no one really looked at what I made anyway." Luan didn't speak right away. She just listened. Then, gently, she dipped her brush into a warm golden color, and beside the girl's drawing, she wrote, "What you draw is beautiful, and it matters." The little girl stared at the words. Her breath caught in her throat. No one had ever said something like that to her before. Not even Mama. For the first time in a long time, she felt seen. They kept painting. A little house appeared in the snow, its windows glowing with candlelight. Luan painted a curtain with tiny stars. The girl added a cat sitting by the fire. Then, slowly, Luan painted a door on the side of the house. It opened, just a little. The girl looked at it, then at Luan. "Is that for me?" Luan smiled. "Only if you want it to be." The girl hesitated. The snow had stopped falling. Everything was very still. She took a step, then another, and walked through the door. Inside was warmth and softness and light. But more than that, she could finally breathe. The next morning, the town awoke to fresh snow and quiet streets. In a narrow alley between two buildings, someone found something strange. Not a girl, but a painting. Drawn in light and color, a glowing house, a fireplace, stars in the sky, and a door, slightly open. People stopped to look. No one could explain it. But everyone agreed. It made them feel warm. They say the painting still rests in a forgotten corner of the city. Even if you don't see it, it keeps glowing softly, waiting for the moment you need it most. If it were you, would you push open the door and step into your own story? Imagination is a door. When we open it, hope walks in.